But if I become a step parent one of these days, it's gonna be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? In regards to making sure, and this is what he did for me and my mom, making sure the issues don't start with him, don't end with him, making sure he's doing his thing to make life easier for everybody. Because in turn, when you do that, they make it easy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they make it easy for you when parents and kids have a concerted effort of, and have a talk. My mama always made, look, you're not going to disrespect, you know? You're not going to, let me tell you something, like straight up. She told me one time as a youngin', one time, this is him.
That was it.
That was it.
But that's the key
Never,
point.
ever again did I ever question whether or not, boy, man started whooping me immediately.
See, let me tell you, and that's just the old school. Your mother cut from that old cloth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where this is the man of the house.
Right.
This is who gonna lay the rules, the foundation down, right?
Right.
I think we live in a generation now, or era now, where it's not the same, right? So like, I would say some of the challenges I had as a, I guess, step parent, if you will, is that not everything was ran the way I wanted to run the house, right? And out of respect, you know, his mom, we had two different upbringings, right? She probably not had the best of, I guess, structure or family dynamic.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, in a home, far as how a dad would run the house. So there's things I'm understanding about, but as far as that connection, I do understand that, because I have a daughter and there's certain things that me and her going to be connected with. Like, she's going to know from a look that I give her, don't try me. You get what I'm saying?
I mean?
You're going to know from my body language, this ain't it, right? Whereas if you don't got that connection with the step kid, it's kind of, my body language means nothing, right? If that stepchild, or if that kid feel no fear, or feel like, well, what's the worst thing you're going to do? What, ground me? You get what I'm, like, if there's no real consequences, and I ain't saying you got to beat your kid's ass. I ain't saying you got to go crazy. Like, that is a different era. I get that. But if there's no consequences, if the mom is not the one beating it into the kid's head saying, hey, he's him.
Right.
Hey, we're following this.
Right.
Like, this is the new order here in this house. Right. It puts you kind of in a place where you are kind of step parenting a little bit, where you don't have as much say. Right. You kind of giving more guidance from afar and talking to the mom, but I done went through the ups and downs of that, and it's extremely frustrating at times.
Right.
It's extremely frustrating because I know for a fact, if I had a son, right, who was, 14, 15 years old, there's certain things I would have done a certain way. Like, no, it's not going to be that way. I'm real big on manners. I'm real big on respect. I'm real big on when you walk in a house and you say certain things of how I was raised, I would implement in my household. Right. Whereas in the mom's household, she's not used to that. So I'm learning to adapt to say, oh now, I get what you didn't have, but here's what we're going to do moving forward. Here's the structure. A man who has no structure has nothing going on in his life. You can't get anything done. Here's the thing.
Do you think that, and you stated it's frustrating at times, and obviously you've given those specific situations that are examples. Monica had that talk with me, Jump Street, right? And again, I was young, but it was a talk. And my question is, do you think that is the foundation? What's the foundation of it being a good situation and not frustrating? Right. In your opinion, what would you think the situation? What would create a situation where it's like, oh, this is successful? What did you guys do beforehand? Did you have a talk? Did you not? What did you do?
Yeah, I mean, we briefly spoke about things, and there was things that I didn't know at that age that 6 and 7 years down that I know, or things I could have did a better job at. Right. But I will say the biggest difference between my situation and your situation is your mom was married. Right. And I think that trumps a relationship to a T, right? When it's kind of like he's him, this is now my husband. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. This is now really like the man for real. Like, we're under his guidance. Whereas in a relationship, it's kind of like I'm with him, but things could get rocky and we break up. So I think there's always that little bit of fear of probably not, I don't want to say don't want your kid to build that strong of a relationship with a guy that you're not married with, but that little bit of fear of, I would hate for my son to be so, loving and giving to a guy that maybe the relationship don't work. You get what I'm saying? Now my son is hurt about it. So I think it's a little bit of fears on her end too, in terms of being a mom. But I will say the biggest thing is structure, in my opinion, structure in the home. Because if I got core values and this is what I believe in and this is what I respect, and she share those same core values, it'd be understood in the house of, no, this is how things are going to be ran because I see it similar. So it gets to a point where y'all both have to grow to see what this is. Like how I want to run a household, how you feel like a household should be ran, and how do we come together collectively and say, hey, this is the best for the family.